Hello, Olatunji Shobodo is my name, and I welcome you to the ninth day of Becoming Authentic program, our authentic leadership program at Emmet Leadership Academy. At Emmet Leadership Academy, our commitment is to nurturing leaders based on truth. And truth for us is found in the Word of God. Truth is found in the Word of God. That's the foundation for doing leadership right. The foundation for doing leadership right. It's been the Becoming Authentic program, and we've been at it for 9 consecutive days. We've been at it talking about how to become an authentic leader. And I know that's something that you would like to epitomize, is something that every leader needs to epitomize. One of the greatest challenges of leadership is that of hypocrisy, is lacking authenticity in our leadership role and conduct. And it can be pretty frustrating for a leader who believes that he or she has put in everything required, all right, has given of himself or herself in its entirety, and the those following do not appreciate it. Those following do not confirm it. Those following are still hesitant or dragging their feet in deciding to commit to that kind of leader. That's what has been our focus. And we have been discussing the distinction and differences between walking your talk and walking the talk. And we said there's a whole, there's a gulf between the two. And that may explain why certain leaders get frustrated in spite of all of their efforts. All right. Yes, you may be walking your talk, but you are not walking the talk. At least your people are not seeing that you are walking the talk. What's the difference? We said walking your talk usually focuses on ensuring that your actions align with your words. Many times when we talk about authentic leadership, that's what we focus on. We're focused on ensuring that our actions do not betray what we say. All right. But we have said that walking the talk goes far beyond just that one single dimension of ensuring authenticity in your words. There are 7 dimensions that we have been examining over the course of the last 8 days, today being the 9th day. And our submission was that, well, don't be surprised that your people don't see you as being authentic because you are striving to fulfill one condition when there are 7. All right. Even if you scored 100%, full marks on that one condition, and your actions align perfectly with your words, what about the 6 other conditions, the 6 other dimensions, the 6 other talks of a leader that must be walked by the leader? All right. Walking the talk means that there is something you are communicating, all right, or there's something that you are expected to communicate by virtue of your leadership role, all right, and comparing it with whether or not you are living true to it. When you are living true to each of those things, then you come across and you'll be judged as an authentic leader. But when you are failing in them, and especially in more of them or most of them, then of course you can't be expected to be judged as authentic. And therein lies the issue as far as all our striving as leaders is concerned. Okay, we need to truly understand what authentic leadership represents, and so that we can walk in alignment with that. It's not a difficult thing, it's not far fetched. Our inability is rooted in our lack of sufficient understanding of what authenticity requires. Your people judge you on a scale of authenticity that has 7 different dimensions. You have been judging yourself on just one dimension. You have been focused on one dimension, if at all. I mean, some leaders don't even, you know, know uh, what we're talking about. They don't even make the effort, okay, because their approach to leadership is different. But true leaders understand that authenticity ought to be a top priority, has to be a top priority if they want to succeed in their leadership roles. You must be authentic. When you're authentic, it comes with a lot of benefits. It paves the way, all right, for you to secure the commitment that you need from your people, without which you cannot impact them, influence them, without which you can't get them, all right, to cooperate and collaborate with you as they should, so that the your leadership purpose can be fulfilled, your leadership promise can be realized. That's what our focus has been thus far in this program. And we have spent 7 days drilling down into each of those dimensions, so that we're not just mentioning them, but you get to understand the meat of the requirements for each dimension, and you can, so that you can fulfill them, so that you can fulfill them. The 7 dimensions have been: number one, your character or identity. We have also used interchangeably the word personality, that the leader has an identity. There is a character expected of the leader. There is the character that is required for the leader to be authentic. Okay, not your character or who you describe yourself to be or how you want to be seen. You know, when you come to a leadership role, there's a minimum character requirement. That's what you need to fulfill, that will make you seen to be authentic on that, score, or in that dimension. That's part of why we said that walking your talk is different from walking the talk, because your talk may not necessarily be the talk. Your talk may have little to do with your leadership context. The talk has everything to do with your the context, and the context is leadership. That is the role and responsibility you have been given. That is, it defines the relationship between you and those who follow you, and therefore it conditions how they will assess your authenticity. Okay, assessing you as an individual in your pursuit of life and your life goals is different from assessing you in the context of your leadership role. All right, and that's one of the areas where things get mixed up. You can be a great guy, you can be authentic in yourself, you can be authentic in your role, I mean, in your pursuit of life. Okay, but when we examine you, when your people examine you in that specific role that you are playing as a leader, it's not the same basis that they apply to examining your life journey. In this case, because the responsibility of the leader is towards the people who follow. So the people have expectations, and those expectations, whether they are realized or not, define how they will see you and how they will judge your authentic status. And that's why we talk about walking the talk instead of walking your talk. And what we have advocated here is that your people assess you on more factors, in more dimensions than you assess yourself. So we looked at being authentic in your character. The first day, we looked at being authentic in your purpose. There is the purpose defined for your leadership role. We looked at being authentic in your skills, your gifts, your talents, your grace, because you are gifted for purpose. We looked at being authentic in your principles and values. All right, what are those things that you believe, or how what forms the basis of how you approach your leadership responsibility and the way you look at issues? All right, what's the expectation that your people have of you, and what are you living up to in terms of your principles? We also looked at being authentic in your words, which is the one that we're typically familiar with. And we looked at being authentic in your authority. That's one that many people don't often embrace as a significant aspect of the authentic leader. And then we looked as well at um, being authentic in your results. So that was the discussion that we had yesterday. And so all of that we did after the first day. We focused on providing the framework. Okay. And every one of the days, have their specific sessions. Check for them in my YouTube channel, and I want to encourage you to go through each one. Every day, we spend at least an hour digging deeper into each of these dimensions, what they portend, how to live up to them, why they are so relevant. All of that we discuss. There is a lot that is loaded in our discussions for each day. So today, what we're doing is basically to bring all of our discussions together and see what story we're able to tell as we complete the subject of authentic leadership. The subject of authentic leadership. And, I'm just going to use a set of summary slides today in the spirit of how we have, the approach that we have followed over the course of the 9 days. Um, so, putting it all together, Today is day 9 and is the final day, uh, and it's about authentic leadership. And one of our major submissions is that a leader will struggle without authenticity. A leader, I don't see how you can be a leader of worth. I don't see how you can, truly earn respect. I don't see how your people can have regard for you. I don't see how effective you can be when you lack authenticity in your approach to leadership. What we have repeatedly emphasize is that you don't determine whether you are authentic as a leader. Your people determine whether you are authentic. It's not in your hands, all right? Although it's about you, but it's in the hands of your people because they are at the receiving end of your conduct, of your actions, because they also are the focus of your mandate, not you. Remember, leadership begins with you, but it's not about you, and it ends with your people. The greater beneficiaries, at least in the short term, of your leadership is not you, it is them. There is what you are expected to contribute to their lives. They have expectations. I mean, as you must have had expectation following any leader over the course of life. When you come under a leader, there is what you expect. And whether or not that leader is authentic, you are going to judge because the what your verdict is will determine the strength of your commitment to that leader. If you regard a leader as lacking in authenticity, you are not likely to commit. You are not likely to put in your best, to support that leader. And if you don't, guess what? You limit the ability of the leader to accomplish the mandate of leadership. But if you do, the leader himself or herself will be surprised at what together both of you accomplish, both in terms of transformation of the follower and also the results that your coming together achieves. That's the secondary results, which may well be, the usual numbers or KPIs that we often focus on. So it's important that a leader, every leader, pays attention to developing authenticity, all right, to walking the path of authentic leadership. It makes your life easier. It makes the burden of leadership a lot lighter, okay? And it is the making of great leaders. You seldom will find somebody regarded as a great leader who is not authentic. Who is not authentic. And not many leaders are authentic, by the way. Not many leaders are authentic. All right? A leader will struggle without authenticity for some of the reasons that we gave, in the very first session. We talked about the benefits of being an authentic leader. And, I gave 12 distinct benefits. And, I may want to just quickly reel them out for you again. Please go and check the video of the very first day. The first is trust and credibility. The second is authenticity creates a positive team culture. The third is that when you're authentic, you empower your people, all right? They can put forward their best, all right, and be more engaged in the team as a result. Number four is that your authenticity enhances the strength of the team because there is greater cohesion, there is a greater disposition to collaboration. Everyone believes that the playing field is level, no one feels disadvantaged, and so everyone wants to help every other person so that you can all achieve great results together. Number five is that when you're authentic, you encourage relationship building. Okay, people want to nurture that relationship with you because leadership is a relationship between the leader and his follower. Okay. So that's the way it works. When you're authentic, you are vulnerable, but adaptable. It's not projecting yourself as being perfect. That's not the idea. The idea is that you recognize your own limitations, you recognize your own, sensibilities, but at the same time, you are adaptable because you understand that you have a responsibility towards your people, and it's not quite the other way around. When there are challenges on the leadership journey, you have to rise to the occasion. They are not the ones to rise to the occasion. You have to be the one to rise to the occasion. All right. Number six is, or seven, is inspirational power. All right. You are able to inspire your team or to strive much more than they would otherwise have done towards excellence, and by showing by and a drive to reach their full potential. uh, when you're authentic, you can make better decisions. All right. Why? Because you are dependable, because you are consistent. Notice one of the dimensions of authenticity that we've talked about is your principles. So if you are a man or a woman or a leader noted for the principles that you follow, that consistency, that anchor to principles would enhance the quality of the decisions that you take. All right. When you're authentic, number nine, you also, another benefit is that it promotes personal growth and fulfillment. And I said in that slide, you are able to align your personal values with your professional role, leading to a higher sense of purpose and fulfillment, both for the team as well as for yourself. Now, the 10th benefit is improved leadership effectiveness. When you're authentic, you will be more effective as a leader for all the reasons that we have listed. I think, in fact, that you are able to appreciate these benefits when you are fully appreciated all the dimensions that your people would typically use to assess your authenticity. Number 11 is that you are geared for long-term success. All of these factors work together in your favor. You are reliable, you are trusted, you are adaptable, you are resilient. They all work in favor of you not succeeding as a flash in the pan, but succeeding continuously. Why? Because you're adopting a system, and a system that is proven, a system that works, a system that is predictable, a system that is geared towards favoring your people with the transformation that you as a leader, indeed as an authentic leader, is being held responsible for. And the final one is that it remains a unique leadership style. All right, a unique leadership style. Like I said before, authentic leaders are scarce. Look around you and see how many of them you can identify yourself. First of all, you can't call any leader authentic without truly knowing them. And you can't know any leader, indeed, without interacting with them. Perhaps if you knew the people that have been groomed, or their proteges or successors of such a leader, and you have interacted with them, you may get a sense, of the quality of that leader, because the quality of the leader is reflected in the quality of the successors that they produce. A leader cannot be better in quality than the successors they produce. If any leader claims to be better in quality than the people that worked under them, that they produced, all right, then they should be reminded that they are failures. If you remain a leader and you are the only one that keeps doing well, that keeps performing, that keeps conducting yourself in a manner that people appreciate, and people work under you and they leave you, and there is nothing special about them, and there is nothing that has changed about them, it should be announced to you that you are a failure. It should be announced to you that you are fake. It should be announced to you that you haven't done leadership. True leadership never leaves the follower without adding, experiencing significant value addition. True leadership never leaves a follower where they met them. True leadership never worsens the worth of any follower. True leadership enhances the quality of followers. That's why you find for a true leader, for an authentic leader, the products of the leader are the ones that go ahead, all right, to showcase the value that they received from their leader. And they do it in the way they conduct themselves, in the way they develop others, and in very many manifestations that are associated with their leadership role. So it's a unique leadership style to be authentic. It's a unique leadership style to be authentic. There aren't many of them. They are scarce. But the status is not outside the reach of anyone. Okay, it is well within your reach. It is well within my reach. Um, it is what we are called to do, but we need to understand, what does it mean? What does it entail? And how can we, achieve that status? How can we achieve that status? So, you know, so the 7 ways to stay authentic, the basis for the people's assessment of your authenticity, we have, I've talked about, is that you need to live true to your identity or character or personality, to your purpose, to your skills and talents, to your principles, to your words, to your authority, to your results, to your results. In each of these instances, there are very profound insights. Okay, so again, I encourage you to go back and listen to the previous sessions. One of the interesting insights was what I discussed yesterday about why results are important, what results stand for, um, and what does it mean to be authentic in your results. And I said, well, to be authentic in your results means that you need to you are supposed to bear fruit, but the fruit is not what many of us always think. The fruit is not your profit, is not your uh, uh, um, KPIs and all of that. Yeah, the truth, the fruit talks about what you deliver to your people, and we analyze that further and further to mean it is delivering your true identity, that is making known to your people who you are, okay, and delivering all that you receive from other people that makes you who you are also to them. And that's the continuity. All right. So a leader is like uh, some kind of bridge for transferring what was received from somebody higher to what is required by somebody lower in order to move high as well. So we said there is no self-made person. I have been made. I received something from my leader, and I'm successful when I have transferred or shared in full all that I received with the one who is following me, who is looking up to me. That so you are authentic when you deliver all that you receive. Okay, authentic in your results. You need to look at it. It's clearly not the same way that you and I will look at authenticity. So first of all, you probably didn't think that results had anything to do with authenticity. You thought it was just all about you. No, sir, it's not just all about you. It's about you in relation to the role that you are playing. And results are very important, in your leadership role. So we can't talk about authenticity. Your people don't talk about authenticity without recognizing the role that you are in, the relationship between both of you. And if they do, then results are important. And this is how important they are. And this is what it means to them that you're authentic. Okay, that you fully share with them all that they can observe to be good in you, to be what makes you tick. Okay, unfortunately, that's not something that many leaders want to share. They want to keep it to themselves, to use it as, you know, this is why I am your leader, this is why I am higher than you. But that's not the approach that any true leader brings to the responsibility. Uh, that's the approach of people who are immature, who don't understand what leadership is all about. So walk the talk. Don't just walk your talk. Walk the talk. Don't just walk your talk. Now, let me go back a bit on that on those seven dimensions, and just to show you something there. Now, you see, we started out with identity, went on to purpose, to skills and talents, to principles, to words, to authority, to results. There's a sense in which all of them are connected. Okay. Leadership starts with you, but who are you? Is your identity. A leader brings an identity to that role. But the leader's identity ought to have been shaped by whoever they succeeded. And that means that they ought to have been taught that this leadership role or responsibility requires a particular kind of identity, certain character attributes. They simply position you to do leadership right. Okay, so that's the starting point. The next thing is, okay, why are you called to be a leader? It's not for fun. It's clearly not for fun. You are called to be a leader to serve a purpose. All right. He said, I called you. You didn't choose me. I chose you and I appointed you to go and bear fruit. There's a purpose. Okay. So, and it's not just your purpose, it's not what you decide. The fact that you're the leader doesn't mean that you decide the purpose of leadership. Okay, there is a general sense of what leadership's purpose is, and that purpose is different from your life purpose. Okay, so you need your life purpose is great, but for you to make the most of your leadership context or responsibility, you need to focus on realizing the purpose of your leadership. Okay, so you it starts with your identity onto purpose, and then it goes on to the instrument, your endowment. What do you have that would enable you run that leadership race in order to fulfill the leadership purpose? That's when we begin to talk about your skills and your talents. And you are expected to make use of them. They are expected to be part of what you leverage in order, to project authentic leadership. When it is missing, then you are failing in authenticity. Then we go on to the issue of principles. All right. Identity is great, purpose is fantastic, skills and talents are excellent, but they are all not an end in themselves, and they won't amount to much without principles. Okay. Which is basically the way that you do leadership. All right. From there, we talk about the instrument of your words, because your words are instruments. The word of the leader is power. Okay. And from there, we talk about authority. There's a dimension in which words are used to express your authority. But the focus for us on the subject of authority is that it is relevant for you to engage it in the pursuit of the purpose of your leadership. And your people want to see it. Nobody wants to follow a leader who is not a man of authority. And we gave some very interesting examples that you want to check. And then the ultimate is that yes, there is a purpose, but what do you make of it? The results. The results. And in particular, what kind of results? What kind of results? So that's how to look at all the seven dimensions. All right. You can discuss each of them independent of the other, but there is a sense in which they're all related. They are like the steps in a cycle, in the leadership cycle. Okay, various things, where it begins, where it ends, and the intermediate points that the entire circle passes through in order for it to be successful. Okay, so that's putting it all together right there. And to further emphasize that being authentic is leverage at its highest for leaders or for leadership. That's the highest form of leverage, that you are authentic. Authentic, notice, not in the sense that you have known it before now, except of course the way you have known it if it's in agreement with what we have outlined. But it is really in the sense of what we have outlined. It is being authentic, recognizing each of these dimensions, doing well on each of those counts. All right, it gives you an unusual advantage to score very high on the leadership performance scale. That's what it does. That's what we mean by it is leverage at its highest. Somebody said, you want to succeed in anything in life, you need leverage. You need leverage. All right. It is what that endowment that makes you better positioned to succeed with the least amount of effort compared with your peers. That's leverage. That's leverage. It's doing, little while making the most impact, realizing the greatest or the best result. That's what leverage means. So that's important for you to be mindful of. And having said that, that's where we close the entire 9-day session. In closing, it will not be fair for me if I didn't. I won't be fair to you if I didn't extend to you the invitation, all right, to seek help. If you believe that this is an area that you really need to work on, if you have noticed in all that we have discussed, you've been shown, you've realized certain key areas as shortcomings. If you believe that, wow, I need a mentor, I need a coach who can help me, to build authenticity into my leadership or to upgrade and upscale myself, then you want to be aware that you can reach out to me at Emmett Leadership Academy, whether it's squarely in the area of authentic leadership or it's in other areas of leadership. Well, you can do so. Uh, if you have such a need, please feel free to reach out to me. And how can you reach me? There are three ways by which you can do that. You can book a call with me. You can see the link right there. And you can also see the scan code. I mean, this QR code that you can scan at the corner right there where to which I'm pointing. You can scan that code. It will take you to the link for booking a call, and you can book a call with me. Let's get together and talk about your issues and look at what the scope is for us to work together, for me to be able to help you to build you up in this area of leadership. You can also send me an email expressing your desires, talking about, in what way you believe you need help, in what way you believe I can be of help. And again, be rest assured that you will hear from me and you will hear from me promptly. And you can send a message via WhatsApp. You can send me a message via WhatsApp. My phone number is also given right there. Please reach out. Everyone needs a mentor, a coach. All right. And I have executives, I have senior people that I coach. They stay with me 6 months, they stay with me 1 year, depending on what issues that they're dealing with. And there are spaces, to help more people. And so please feel free. If the series here has exposed, you know, if they have convinced you that we can be of help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to reach out. And if what you need is somebody to speak to your team, on any aspect of leadership or to help develop a team of leaders in your, you know, organization, whether in the corporate, whether in the church, wherever, then we are here as well. One guarantee that you have is that we teach leadership, we nurture, coach, mentor leaders based on truth. Based on truth. We keep emphasizing that. And truth for us is found in the Word of God. All right, we are experienced with over 30 years experience, that I have spanning, all kinds of responsibilities in all kinds of companies and organizations, both in the faith and the church and outside the church. But, you know, we put truth is at the cornerstone of everything that we teach. That's our assurance that what we teach works, because you can't do anything against the truth but for the truth. If there is one asset that you are counseled to buy and never to sell, it is the truth. The Bible says, buy the truth and sell it not. Buy the truth and sell it not. That's why we anchor our activities to that asset. So when we help you to build capacity and competence in leadership, all right, you know that you're taking delivery of germs that will last you a lifetime. That's our promise. So please reach out. Let me close today by reminding you, because it's been the Authentic Leadership Program. We've been talking of how to become authentic, and I need to remind you of our academy, our community of authentic leaders. And that's the authentic leadership community. And, I want to encourage you, to invite you to join that community and to encourage you to quickly, right now, go ahead by scanning the code on your screen to join that community. That community is called the Authentic Leadership Academy, and it's a community of people like your good self who want to improve their ability, their capacity, their competence, to do leadership right. There are people who want to not just one program or one initiative, they want to put themselves at the center of an initiative that continuously challenges them, continuously develops them, continuously helps them to upgrade the quality of their leadership. And those are the people that we're opening our doors to be members of this community. And it's a paid community so that we can separate those who are not quite serious with those who are serious and would not mind putting their money where their mouth is. In addition, what we know is that uh, is that where your treasure is, that's where your heart also would be. So when you pay for a service like this, when you pay to become a member of this kind of elite focused developmental group, you are likely to be active, to commit yourself, to playing your part in that community, and also to realize, the full benefits of being a part of that community, to maximize, whatever resources you are committing, the payment that you are making, so that that's normal, that's logical, that's the right thing to do, and that's what the group uh, makes available for different activities from time to time, guest sessions. I'll be meeting the group at least once a week, typically twice every week, and we'll be discussing a range of issues. You have the opportunity of bringing your own issues, your own leadership challenges, so that you can get inputs, help, counsel from other members. And you can do that, as many times as you have a need. And you can also participate, all right, to help others. And in the process, to learn from others. You know what they say. There is nothing new under the sun, they say, and there is no challenge that you face that is not common to man. So that issue you are dealing with, all right, when you listen to what others have to say, you would see that you are not in it alone. And some have encountered the same issue, they have overcome it, they can share the privilege of what they have learned from facing situations like that. And for a token, as is being indicated, you can give yourself access to those kinds of benefits. From time to time, we would have summits, we would have masterminds, we would have different, activities, training programs, and some other products of Emet Leadership Academy, which you will be able to access at a discount. So you can go ahead and scan the code, the QR code, or you can look at your chat or your comments area and you will see the code, the link behind the QR code indicated. You can click that as well. It will take you to the site where you can join the academy and become a bona fide member. One of the things I need to add as I close is that we have also instituted an affiliate program, okay, for members of that community. If you are a member of the community and you opt into the affiliate program, for everyone who joins the committee, the academy or the community through you, you will get a very handsome commission. I think it's about 70% or so. So you can underwrite the cost of your own joining by inviting others and getting them to be a part of that. And they also, can do the same. So each one, by just introducing one or two people to the community, can uh, underwrite their own cost. So they attend free, and on the side, depending on as many people as you can bring, it becomes an opportunity for you also to generate income. All right. So you can kill many birds with one stone. While you are generating income, you are still an active, bona fide member of the community, enjoying all the benefits through your access and the participation in the various programs. It's just there. It's just there. And I am fully committed as your anchor to ensure that your experience in that community is second to none, is one that you would remember, for a long, long time to come. And your strides in leadership will be uh, a proud testimony, okay, that the academy can showcase. That said, please go ahead, join the Authentic Leadership Academy. It's been 9 days of breaking things down, of giving you insight, of explaining, issues to you on this subject. I hope it has shown you at least, what you stand to gain by going ahead right now to join the Authentic Leadership Academy as a bona fide member. Okay, please do that. Um, and I'll be there, looking forward to welcoming you into that community. It's been a wonderful time uh, taking us through this program. I have enjoyed every bit of it, and I hope you have. And I want to encourage you as well. Please give us your feedback. Put your feedback in the chat. We love feedback so that we can use it to improve this program, our other programs. Um, you know, we love feedback. All right. So don't forget, make the move now and join, be a part of us. Olatunji Shobodu remains my name. Emet Leadership Academy. It's been a wonderful time. 9 days of sharing on this all important subject of authentic leadership, specifically on how to become an authentic leader. And I thank you once again for being a part of this 9 day exploratory journey. God bless you and see you in the community. See you at the next Emet Leadership Academy program, and that should be very, very, very soon. That should be very soon. All right. Remember, all the video replays for the 9 days, they're available on my YouTube channel. Please check them, and you can cover for any day that you missed. Okay. And you can invite your friends to gather around this series of sessions as a training program, as a leadership development program, but I hope that when you do, all of you would find reason to become a part of the Authentic Leadership Academy. You are free to share the materials with your friends, to invite them, let them, enjoy what you have enjoyed, and let's all help ourselves to build our, capacity to provide leadership. Let us be the leader that we're looking to others to become. All right. Good night, and God bless you. Bye bye.